Guys, just wanted to show you these massive tree ferns in downtown Vancouver. And this winter we had a low of minus 15 Celsius in Vancouver and about 2 weeks below freezing. And despite these tree ferns being under protection, so under a glass roof, the cold did get to them and they were not protected. So most likely they will defoliate completely, and hopefully the crown wasn't damaged by the cold and you'll get some new growth coming out of the middle. But I'm quite surprised that they didn't protect these, because these are very large and expensive tree ferns, and at minus 15 they really don't stand much of a chance. At least the fronds don't. So I'll update how these do in about 4 weeks time. When it's a little warmer, we should see some new growth. In the background there you can see this Eucalyptus Damage that is clearly not looking good. It's probably going to defoliate completely, and if not defoliate completely, it's a goner. It's all brown. And there are a few other Eucalyptus gunnii here in downtown Vancouver that don't look so bad. But this one is fairly close to the ocean. It was probably exposed to winds coming directly off the ocean, so it may have actually got colder for this one. Tucked in behind here is a pair of really large cordylines. See this trunk right here? That's a cordyline, and as you can see, it's completely defoliated. There's no head to it. I guess they already cut it out, the parks people. Here's another large one right here. Again, the head looks awful on it, total crown collapse. So that's gonna die back. There's a chance it might resprout some shoots off this trunk because it's fairly mature, or it might come from the base. But not good, not good. Some Fortunais here, they look fine. Trachycarpus fortunai is proving itself a real winner in this climate, even with minus 15 lows. You can see a bit of frond damage, but that's mostly from snow weight and wind, not so much from cold. This one looks real good. And again, a cordyline that's completely gone right there. Now back here they used to have a big loquat, huge loquat tree, and I don't know why they cut it. I assume maybe to make space for something else, or it was just damaged. But I have a few loquats in my garden, and they were fine after the winter, so I'm not quite sure why they got rid of it. Some Musabaju stumps there, those will come back from the ground. Fatsia is looking okay. Fatsia is actually a real surprise. I would think they would get damage from minus 15, but they look absolutely fine. And all the Trachycarpus are good. Let me show you some more palms close to the water. So here's a whole bunch of Camrus Humless palms. They're fairly mature here in Vancouver. They've done well for many years. And this winter, as you can see, has really affected them badly. And it looks like they're going to defoliate completely, and maybe even worse, they might die back. As you can see in the middle here, there is a stump already that's died back to nothing. So really browning of the fronds, and I don't know if there's any green in the middle. It doesn't even look like there's green in the middle. It's just all brown. It's probably going to have a spear pull as well. So Camrus Humless, not so great with temperatures below minus 10 in this wet climate we have here. So the Trachycarpus fortunai, for the most part, are just fine. They're a little beat up from wind and again from snow weight, but I don't see any cold damage on them. So here's a loquat tree that's looking just fine, and it's right by the water here, and no damage whatsoever. So that big loquat tree they cut down, they must have cut it down for another reason, not from cold damage, because as you can see, the loquats, they do just fine with temperatures even to minus 15. the fruit, if they ever had any fruit, would probably be damaged at anything below like -3 or maybe -5. See some old blooms there. So here's some more Trachycarpus palms with no obvious signs of damage. And then down here is actually a pair of Wagnerianus palms, waggy palms. And waggies aren't known to be as hardy as Fortunae. And you can see they're a little bit more beat up than the Fortunae are. In my opinion, it's mostly snow load damage and maybe wind damage, but you can see they are not quite as good as Fortunae for handling the cold. And mine actually in my yard completely got damaged, so I was quite shocked. And down here, this little brown guy is another Camrus Humless. And as you can see, it's brown. See that? Although, looks better than the first ones we looked at. And this one actually is a little different than the other ones down, further down the path there. And this one has, at least when it was healthy, a lot more glaucous leaves. And again, a single trunk. It wasn't producing multiple trunks or any offshoots. So it's not a Cerifera, but it's definitely got a bit of variability from just your regular green form of Humless. And then again, here is a Trachycarpus Fortunae, looks totally fine. And then underneath a Humless that looks very damaged. So the Humless or the European fan palms, they really suffer with anything below -10 in our climate. But the Fortunae though, look at this, it's already got some inflorescence coming out at the top, which is pretty crazy. It's actually early in my opinion for those to be coming out. That's kind of interesting. Other plants that got damaged that I can't really show you because I don't see any is the Phormium or the New Zealand flax. They basically died down to nothing. They might come back from the root. What else? Yeah, it was a cold one. It was a really cold, crappy winter, and hopefully it never repeats. Anyways, that's it for now from downtown Vancouver. Hope you guys have a great day.